Hi, I'm Greg Olson, and I'm the admissions director at SCA. And I'm also the son of Jim Olson, who we're talking with today. A longtime TBS, now SCA supporter in many different ways. And so I'm just going to be asking him some questions about some of his history, some of his past, some of his memories of the school and how he was involved.
And Dr. Bond the Lord called him. He said he was going to go out there and build a building. And the next fall, we're talking about the end of school year. We're going out there to build this building and we're going to have it ready for school. And my dad, Walt Olson, had just was winding down his construction business building. And my dad takes one look at it and he says, there is no way that you're going to build this building and have it ready for school. Impossibility kind of thing. And so my dad gets out there, and John and Mr. Heminger and a bunch, there was the other volunteers in and out all the time. But my dad had been a builder, and so he knew how to get things going. He got out there and they started building and they started constructing this building, and it's getting closer to school. And he tells me that the day before school started, they're sitting there with a crew, pretty good crew at that time, and they have one crew putting down the tar to put down the tile. They have another crew laying the tile, and they have a crew of ladies going through and cleaning and waxing the tile. And they finish.
This is the day before school.
This is the day before school starts. They get it all done early morning for school to start. My dad and everything being very involved in all of that, I actually started in 7th grade and went through 7th, 8th, and 9th at going back to school. Different friends that were, it was a really good time of close friends and good times, and it was a very good experience.
Now later, obviously, I went to TBS K through 12, and me and my two brothers, so you and Mom put us through school. And then, and I don't remember exactly, at some point, I think it was after I had started, I don't know when, but sometime after I started school, you ended up on the school board, right? Even.
Probably late 80s.
Yeah.
Again, our church was very involved in
Yeah.
Tacoma Baptist School, and they ended up asking me, the church, to be one of the representatives. We had 2 representatives from each church at that time.
What were some of your memories of being on the board? You went through a lot of different stages at the school, really,
Well,
the time you were there.
there was good times and bad times.
Oh, sure.
And there was a lot of challenges. Some challenges a lot worse than others. And I totally believe that, especially one of our worst challenges, I think the Lord sometimes puts things in Christian communities that are very challenging, and I think he actually makes different sides come from different directions. But I think it's actually a God thing, with the idea of how are you going to react to it? Are you going to act in Christian love, or are you going to just act mad and know that you're right and just be obnoxious about it, or are you going to just there's some of the things that we had to do that were just hard decisions, and you had to decide that this is what God was leading you to do, and go through with it, even though they were very tough things. And but I think God uses things like that to help you grow. But the Lord has to work. The Lord has to bless.
Now, at some point, you became the chairman of the board. Not just
Correct.
on the board, but you became chairman of the board. Do you have any memories about what led up to that?
Yeah,
And
we had
some of your memories?
some chairman resign, and I was kind of the elder statesman. I don't think I ever really was a chairman personality. I don't know that I'm not a very visionary person in a sense, and so maybe I didn't have enough vision, but I have a very good at keeping people calm. And
So what was it like having your kids there? Obviously, you and Mom, must have valued Christian education yourselves, but can you speak a little bit to that and your decision to send us there and the, kind of the financial...
To us, it wasn't much question. I mean, it was something that I thought our kids had to have, was a Christian-based education. not learning all the things of the world from the world's philosophy, and then coming home and having to reteach everything as as a family, you have you're teaching your kids and especially an example and all those things, but it gets a lot better when the school is backing up what you're doing. And it was worth it, a big sacrifice sending 3 kids all the way from kindergarten through graduating in high school. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
There's other things we could have done with our money, and maybe you could say whether we spent it well.
Oh, I think so.
Because you didn't have a lot of other things that you may have had if we had more money to spend on, home things.
I think there's few kids as they grow up that wish they had more stuff. So at some point too, actually after I graduated, shortly after I graduated, you became the cross country coach.
It was a lot of fun and work with the kids, and it turned out really good because it was a group of guys that ended up, and a couple girls that ended up coming out making a team, and
one of the few times in our history we've had a full team.
Yeah,
And that was during the heyday of football too. So that was really a big deal to have a full team. As we finish up, just what might be some of your thoughts as TBS now SCA is moving forward? Any words of wisdom as we continue striving for God's glory and
it's a great school and it's doing a good thing for the community, and I really hope that God continues to bless.